Metaverse, probably you have heard about it, probably you can't wait to access the Metaverse, but there's definitely one thing I can surely say is that there has been created a huge hype around the so-called Metaverse, and over the next 20 years the market capitalization of the Metaverse has been estimated on amazingly $800 billion, and that is the reason why you should definitely think about to start your career today to accelerate the future tomorrow. And the good thing is, if you're already studying management information systems or computer science, or you have the interest to do so, you have great opportunities in the near future, and that is the reason why you should watch this video right now. So I would say let's start with the first job you can access today, which is the so-called 3D game developer. So in my personal opinion, the gaming industry will play a huge role in the metaverse, and we already have the so-called play to earn system, which means only that you can play your most favorite game, and while you play those games, for example, you can also earn money.
Where players can sell their in-game characters for real money using the Ethereum blockchain.
Let's say it like this, like 5 years ago you have spent like 500 hours for your most favorite game, which was, for example, Skyrim.
Hey, you're finally awake.
You only have exchanged your time for fun, but now you can exchange for the same game probably the time to actually earn money. And that is the reason why I personally think that the gaming industry is about to have new opportunities to excite the customer base, and that is the reason why the 3D game developer will also play a huge role in the upcoming metaverse. But what is actually a 3D game developer is doing all day long? So like your three main tasks will be to structure the world, to design the characters, and to define the rules for the gaming world. And the good thing is, as a 3D game developer, your task is going to be really interesting in my own opinion, because you're going to work with different types of people. You will not only sit in a small room with only 3D game developers, but you will have to interact with different types of professional backgrounds. Let's call it like this. You will have to work with different types of programmers, you will have to work with artists, you will have to work with graphic designer, you will have to work with the sound effect designer, you will have to work with various types of people, and that is the reason why it will make your work even more interesting. And I think this is something everybody is asking himself: how much money can I earn as a 3D game developer? So of course you can earn more, of course you can earn less. I can just give you one number on the average, which is amazingly $130,000 in a year. But like I said before, it depends on how much work experience you have, it depends on the size of the company, it depends on which location you're working. It also depends how good your negotiation skills are to say, hey, give me more money, let's start to work today, if you understand what I mean. The second job is related to so-called VR software engineer, and the good thing is that the VR software engineer and the 3D game developer have both one thing in common, and the one thing is in common is the so-called virtual and augmented reality. So for example, if you want to become a 3D game developer, it means that the gamer who is entering the metaverse, the feeling of illusions fades more and more and more into the background, and the gamer has the feeling that his virtual reality becomes more and more and more his own real reality. Let's call it like this. And in the same way, also the so-called VR software engineer is in contact with the so-called virtual and augmented reality. But the difference between the 3D game developer and the VR software engineer is that the software engineer is more focused on the physics in the metaverse, which means that when the user integrates with certain types of elements or interactions in the metaverse, those elements and interactions have to be analog to physics. For example, if I take an apple in the metaverse and I would let the apple fall, then this apple has to fall based on the matrix, which will determine how fast the apple probably should fall, for example. And the VR software engineer has two focuses while he's creating creating the metaverse, let's call it like this. This is one, the safety, and that the user can interact with the metaverse more intuitively. Crazy word. Now you ask yourself, okay, what kind of programming languages should I know to start my career as a VR software engineer? Also here you just need basic knowledge for the beginning in C#, C++, and also you should know how one of the engines work, which is for example Unity or the Unreal Engine. And you see also here the connections between the 3D game developer and the VR software engineer. And if you say in the future, hey, being all day long VR software engineer becomes more and more boring, I want to work more on a creative way, then with the knowledge you already have, you can easily go into 3D game development, and of course the other way around. And at the end you ask yourself, okay, how much money can I earn? And if you start a career as a VR software engineer, you can expect on the average $150,000 a year, at least in the US. Of course you can earn more, of course you can earn less. So like I said before, all those both jobs you can easily start your career. If you study management of information systems, if you study computer science, you will have access to those great opportunities. In my personal opinion, I think that the metaverse will definitely have huge impact on our society. It will also has like huge business opportunities. That is the reason why it will become even more attractive. That is why in the near future people will invest more and more money into the so-called metaverse, and that is the reason why it will definitely have chances to establish, and that is the reason why I should definitely to think about to properly start a career as a 3D game developer or as a VR software engineer. But there are more job opportunities I will definitely introduce to you, so you will definitely take the most out of your management information systems degree. And if you say, hey, I like the video, I have learned something new today, this is something unusual I don't find so easily on YouTube, then definitely subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and like always, if you have billions of trillions of billions of questions, you can ask them at any time. I do my best to answer them. And like always, thank you for very much for watching this video. We're gonna see you in the next one. Peace.